Good morning, friends. Today in this lecture, we are going to learn about Volux boiler working and differences of fire tube and water tube boilers. Coming to the Volux boiler working principle, before knowing the working principle, we can observe the diagram here of Volux boiler. That how the construction and the how it works. The Volux principle, how it works. See, we are having here the feed pump and we are having the economizer, we are having superheater here, we are having the steam separator, we are having water circulating pump, we are having gas turbine, we are having compressor, and we are having radiant tubes, as well as at last we are having the turbines. See, by using of all these mountings and accessories, we are going to know the working principle of this Volux boiler. See here, the feed pump feeds water into the economizer. Here the feed pump feeds water into the economizer. Here this economizer preheats the water which has been came from the feed pump, and after preheating the feed water, the economizer is going to send here is going to send to the water circulating pump, and from water circulating pump it is going to send to the radiant tubes. Radiating tube, see here we are having a gas turbine and compressor. The compressor is connected with this gas turbine, and this compressor rotates with the gas turbine, and this gas turbine rotates with the flue gases. This gas turbine rotates with the flue gases coming from this combustion chamber, and see the compressor is going to compress the air which is coming from the atmosphere, and it is used to give hot air into the radiating tubes. In these radiating tubes, what is the feed water which has been came from the economizer, means nothing but of the warm water which is came from the economizer is going to be entered into the radiating tubes by using of this hard air, or for the efficiency of this combustion chamber. See here, the feed water is going to be converted into saturated steam. The saturated steam from the radiating tubes is going to be entered into the steam separator here, where the steam and the water are going to be separate here, and the super saturated steam from the steam separator enters into the superheater. See here, into the the warm water which is going to be entered into the superheater, where the steam is going to form into the superheated steam, and these form when the superheated steam is going to strike the turbine is going to rotate and give some work output. This is what about the working principle of Volux boiler. Once again, I am going to explain you the working principle of Volux boiler, how it is going to be work. See here, we are having feed pump. By using of this feed pump, we are going to send feed water. We are going to send water into the economizer, where the water in the economizer preheats the water, and it sends the hot water or warm water into the radiating tubes by using of this water circulating pump. See here, after entering the feed water, the hot or warm water which enters into the radiating tubes, it converts into saturated steam. See here, Here we are having the compressor. This compressor is connected or rotates by using of this gas turbine. This gas turbine rotates with the help of the flue gases which are delivered from the combustion chamber. See here, the compressor after compression has been taken, it is going to give hot air into the radiating tube. See here, when the air has been entered into the radiating tube, it is going to increase the efficiency of the combustion. See here, the when the feed water enters from the economizer into the radiating tube, the feed water is going to be converted into saturated steam. The saturated steam is going to be entered into the steam separator. In steam separator, we are going to separate the steam as well as water. And the steam from the steam separator, saturated steam is going to be entered into the superheater, where the steam is going to be converted into superheated steam. The superheated steam is going to strike the turbine. When the superheated steam is going to strike the turbine rotates and gives the work output. This is what about the Volex boiler, how it works. And we can observe here the Volex diagram in a different way, that how it works, that this the working principle is same as that of diagram, but we are showing but here I am showing you the different diagram. See here, we are using in the Volex boiler, we are using water, hot water, flue gases, saturated steam, superheated steam, and flue gases. We can observe the blue line indicates blue arrow indicates water, and the blue and red line indicates hot water. See, and green line indicates flue gases, and yellow line indicates the saturated steam, and here the red arrow indicates superheated steam, and the dots here we can observe that this is the flue gases which are flowing here. See here, from the feed pump, when the feed pump is going to rotate, the feed pump is going to feed water into the economizer. Here, due to flue gases, the economizer is going to preheat the water which is coming from the feed pump, and it gives hot water or warm water into this water circulating pump. Here, from the feed pump, the water is given to the economizer. In the economizer, the water is going to be preheated, and the preheated water is going to be entered into the water circulating pump. By using of this water circulating pump, the feed water is going to be entered into the tube evaporating section. Here in the tube evaporating section, the feed water is going to evaporate and is going to be converted into saturated steam here. Here we are having a gas turbine. The gas turbine is rotated by using of the flue gases. By using of the flue gases, the gas turbine is going to be rotated. The axial compressor is rotated with the help of this gas turbine. See here, the axial compressor compresses and gives hot air into the tube evaporating section for increasing the efficiency of this combustion chamber. See, what is the feed water which enters into the tube evaporating section? It converts the feed water into saturated steam. The saturated steam is enters into the steam separating section, where the steam and water are going to be separated here. And what is the moisture content containing in the steam is reback, means again send back to the water circulating pump. And what is the remaining steam which we are having in the steam separation section is sent is sent into the convection superheater by using of the pipe which we are having here. And from convection superheater, after converting the saturated super steam into convection superheater or superheated steam, it enters the steam is going to be enters into the prime mover, means nothing but of into the turbine for rotating and for giving some work output. This is what about the Volex boiler, the working principle of the Volex boiler, how it is going to be used in thermal power plants or in steam power plants. See, we can know, as we have observed here in the diagram, I am showing you in stepwise about this Volex boiler construction and working principle. See here, Volex boiler contains many parts. Following are the parts of Volex boiler in working sequence that we are using here: feed pump, economizer, water circulation pump, combustion chamber, gas turbine, axial compressor, steam separator, and superheater. These are the 8 components which we have used in the Volex boiler for completing the working principle of Volex boiler. See here, in this axial compressor is used to compress the air and pass it to the combustion chamber for better combustion rate. As I have told you that the compressor, after the axial compressor, here the axial compressor compresses the air and gives the hot air into the tube evaporating section for better efficiency of the combustion chamber. See here, and the economizer is used to preheat the water coming from feed pump. Steam separator separates the steam from water, and functions of other parts will be explained in details in the working section. See, I have explained you that from the feed pump the economizer receives the water, and in the economizer the water which has been received from the feed pump is going to be preheated and gives the hot water or warm water into the water circulating pump. See here, we are going to know the working in a stepwise that at first water is fed to the economizer from the feed pump, which I have shown you in the diagram. The economizer heats the water but does not heat up the boiling point. Economizer heats the water but does not heats up to the boiling point. See, here the feed pump sends feed water into the economizer, but in the economizer preheating takes place, but it does not happen up to the boiling point. See here. Then the warm water from the economizer is passed to the water circulating pump. We can observe here from the economizer, the warm water or hot water is sent to the, see, this water circulating pump. See, then the water enters into the tube evaporating section which is inside the combustion chamber. See, we can observe here in the tube evaporating section means nothing but of which is inside the combustion chamber where the combustion has been takes place here. And when the combustion has been takes place, the flue gases are going to be passed into the gas turbine. By using of these flue gases only, the gas turbine is going to be rotated. Hence, the axial compressor is connected to the gas turbine. As the gas, by using of this gas turbine, the axial compressor shaft is going to be rotated and giving the warm air or hot air into the tube evaporating section or for combustioning process for getting better efficiency. See here, the water passes through the evaporator 15 to 20 times at a high speed force in the circulating pump. On the other end, a gas turbine drives an axial air compressor. See here, we can observe that gas turbine drives an axial air compressor, which I have shown you in the diagram. A gas turbine converts gas into mechanical energy, and with that mechanical energy, axial air compressor is driven. In axial air compressor, the air flows through the axis of rotation of a compressor. See, we all, I have explained you in the diagram. By showing you the diagram, I have explained you all these points. The compressed air by air compressor enters into the combustion chamber and passes from it. When this compressed air passes from the combustion chamber, more heat is released by the fuel, which increases the velocity of fuel gas up to sound velocity. Flue gas is the gas exiting to the atmosphere via flue by steam generator or by furnace. Flue gases pass from the five tubes near the bottom of the combustion chamber. These five tubes are surrounded by the evaporator water tubes. When the water enters the evaporating tube at high speed, the heat from the gases are transferred at a very high rate due to high speed of water and gas. After the mixture of water and steam is formed, which is passed through water and steam separator, the separator separates the steam from water, which I have shown you in the diagram that the steam separator is going to separate the steam as well as the water. The steam from steam separator is passed to the superheater and after that passed for the process work. So the remaining water again passes from the evaporator tube and this process continues until the water is converted into steam. This is what about the Volex boiler which we know from the diagram. See here the flue gases from the five tubes are sent to the superheater for heating the steam. After that the flue gases from the superheater is sent to the gas turbine where it rotates the gas turbine and after that gas passes through the economizer used to heat the water initially which are coming from feed pump. See here we are having some advantages of Volex boiler here. See Volex boiler is very compact and require very less space as compared to other boilers. When we are comparing with the other boilers, Volex boiler is very impact and requires very less space. It can be started quickly and easily. It has good flexibility. It has high thermal efficiency about 90 to 95%. It has high heat transfer rate. These are the some of the advantages of Volex boiler which we can observe. See here, by observing the diagram only, we are going to write different points of Volex boiler in stepwise. And coming to here, we are having the differences between the five tube and water tube boilers. We have studied the in the previous classes about the five tube and water tube boilers which we are having. See here we are having 15 different points of five tube and water tube boilers. Coming to the first point, hot flue gases flow inside the tube and the water outside the tubes are nothing but of five tube boilers. Means in the previous classes I have shown you the different boilers of the five tube that when the hot flue gases are flowing inside the pipe inside the tube and the water when the water is going to circulate around the tube then we are going to name that boiler as a five tube boiler. And if the water flows inside the turbine and hot flue gas is outside the tube means inside the tube if water flows then we are going to name that as water tube boiler. These boilers are generally internally fired means fire tube boilers are internally fired boilers means in the boilers inside the fire combustion will take place. Here water tube boilers are generally externally fired boilers means outside of the boiler the combustion is going to be takes place nothing but of Babcock's and Wilcox boiler. See here the boiler pressure limited to 20 bar and the boiler pressure is limited up to 100 bar. The five tube boiler has a low rate of steam production. A high rate of steam production is there for water tube boiler. Not suitable for large power plant. Five tube boilers are not suitable for large power plant. Water tube boilers are suitable for large power plants. See here, involves lesser risk of explosion due to low pressure. The risk of the explosion is higher due to high boiler pressure. For a given power, it occupies large floor space. For a given power, it occupies small floor space. This is what the differences of fire tube and water tube boilers. This boiler is difficult to construct, whereas coming to the water tube boiler is simple in construction. Difficult in transportation, simple in transportation. They requires less skill to operate as compared to the water tube boiler. They required a skilled operated. They are difficult to repair and cleaning as they are internally filed. As I have told you in the first point itself, the combustion is going to be takes place inside here for inspection or for repair and cleaning purpose. It is very difficult. And coming to the water tube boilers, these are easy to repair and clean as they are externally filed boilers. See, they required a large shell diameter because the fire tube suited inside the shell. They required a small shell diameter because here the combustion takes place inside, and here in water tube boiler the combustion takes place at the outside. Since for that it requires a large shell diameter, and since for that it requires a small shell diameter. The efficiency of the fire tube boiler is less. The efficiency of the fire tube boiler is less as compared to the water tube boiler. Comparing with the water tube boiler, the efficiency of this fire tube boiler is somewhat less. The efficiency of the water tube boiler is more. The maintenance of this boiler is costly. It requires regular inspection. They are easy to maintain as they are externally fired. See, some of the examples of these fire tube boiler are nothing but of Cornish boiler and Lancashire boiler. Coming to the water tube boiler, some of the examples of water tube boilers are nothing but of Babcock's and Wilcox boiler. These are some of the differences between fire tube and water tube boilers which we can study here. See, coming to the next topic, we are having boiler mountings and accessories types and their working. Means in boiler, when we are going to study about different boilers, we are using these accessories and mountings. Means, see, we can study that the boiler mountings are fittings which are mounted on the boiler for its proper functioning. For proper functioning of the boiler, these small boiler mountings are fitted are mounted on the boiler, means above the boiler, top of the boiler. See, mountings are water level mountings are nothing but of water level indicator, safety valve, pressure gauge, etc. These are some of the examples of the mountings. It may be noted that a boiler cannot function safely without the mountings. See, without using this pressure gauge, safety valve, and water level indicator, that the boiler cannot function safely without the mountings. See, the boiler accessories are the devices which form an integral part of boiler but are not mounted on it. Accessories of the devices which form an integral part, means inside the boiler which we are using is nothing but of boiler accessories. Mountings are nothing but of see where we are fitting at the topmost position or outside the boiler. But coming to the boiler accessories are installed inside or the integral part of boiler is nothing but of boiler accessories. They include, means nothing but of, here we have seen that mountings are nothing but of this water level indicator, safety valve, and pressure gauge. Coming to the integral part of a boiler, superheater, economizer, feed pump comes under these integral part of the boiler. It may be noted that the accessories helps in controlling and running the boiler efficiency. By using of these mountings and accessories, we are going to run or we are going to successfully get the steam. See the steam or which we are using in the boilers. This is about the boiler mountings and accessories, and following are the important boiler mountings which we are going to study in the next classes about water level indicator, pressure gauge, safety valve, stop valve, blow off, feed check valve, fusible plug. These are some of the boiler mountings which we can study here about the boiler mountings and accessories. That water level indicator indicates what is the water level should be maintained in the boiler, and the pressure gauge indicates the steam what is the pressure of the steam maintaining in the boiler. Safety valve controls the steam and moving the steam moving, and the stop valve indicates stop the controlling of the steam for entering outside. Blow off means nothing but of the sedimentations which has been formed at the lower part of the boiler is going to be removed. The sedimentation means nothing but of mud or sand is going to be removed by using of this blow off valve. Feed check valve means nothing but of how much water we are feeding into the boiler is checked by using of this feed check valve. Fusible plug means which controls the steam entering or combustioning process is taken by using of this fusible plug. These are some of the boiler mountings which we are using in the boilers for completing the working of the boiler efficiencies and for improving the efficiencies of the boilers. This is what which we have studied in this video about the Volex boiler advantages and disadvantages, the advantages of Volex boiler, and a comparison of fire tube and water tube boilers, and the construction of Volex boiler. This is what about which we have studied here about and we have studied about the working sequence, the parts of Volex boiler here, how it has been taken, and about the differences between fire tube and water tube boilers, and some of the examples of fire tube and water tube boilers are nothing but of coming to the fire tube boiler, the boilers which we have studied in the previous classes of about Cornish boiler, Lancashire boiler, and Babcock's and Wilcox boiler. See, and the boiler mountings also, we are having the types and their workings. See that mountings are nothing but of water level indicator, safety valve, pressure gauge, etc. And coming to the boiler accessories are nothing but of superheater, economizer, feed pump. This is what about what we have studied in this lecture, and the important boiler mountings one by one we are going to study in the next lecture classes. Thank you. If you are having any doubts, please call me or mail to this mail ID.